Hello. Okay. Hello, YouTube viewers. Welcome to my channel Science to Technology. I hope audio and video is working fine. If that is so, please type yes AV so I can have a absolute confirmation that things are working as they should. This is not my home computer setup, so I do not have a feedback loop, but so I have to trust you guys whether you're gonna provide feedback or not. So far it looks like audio and video is going, so 100% okay. So I got the symbol, so I think audio and video is working. So let's get started. Mohammed, yes, AV, okay. Deadly thumbnail. It's not that drastic. It's like it's as real as it could be. And so basically, what happened is that I had slip disk developed when I was doing a job. I was really stupid. I did not pay attention to my health, and when my back started to hurt, I tried to suppress it, and that was the dumbest decision I did. Now, no, to be fair, I did do a decision that is worse than that, and I think that decision completed 4-year anniversary now. So these will be like big decision, but in terms of health, that was like a really bad decision. I prioritized basically little bit of money. I was making chump change and I prioritized that over my spine. That was irreplaceable. That was dumb. But thankfully, it did only lasted for 2.5 years, that job environment. And after that, again, it's not that sitting regularly will give you slip disc. It's just that sitting improperly, not having proper posture and not maintaining flexibility into your day-to-day life will have penalty. I used to walk, but I never did anything that increased my flexibility. Lack of flexibility caused the damage. So that's a very weird, hard lesson that I learned, that flexibility was an issue. So thankfully, once I left the job, I was kind of idling for a few months, so it was like completely forgotten. But then when I started to do YouTube and I started to sit down to do work, then it came back. At that point in time, it's like, oh, something serious is going on. So this is around 2018. I went to Rajasthan, and this is the first time, my first MRI, and then it was like, yep, I have slip disc. And the horrifying news that no matter what you do, you cannot repair it. It's like the best you can do is deal with it. Now they did detect it that it was not too bad and it's not too much of a hassle. So they said that take some medication, change some lifestyle choices, some physiotherapy that should allow you to get by. And it did work. That was in 2018, and it did work. Even let's say in terms of then I went to Ahmedabad for some testing. That also came out fine. However, last six basically mid of 2024 was really bad time for me psychologically and physically also, because I had to travel court way too often. Like generally I only had to travel like once every 2 months, or sometimes even for 6 months I did not have to travel, but those time I was like going back and forth, going back and forth, going back and forth. It was too brutal, too painful, and it was something that was like, painful. Like it triggered something that like I could not shake, and it was bad. And because here's the deal, the pain was such a weird pain, where it's like if I tried to do anything like sit and work, I cannot do it. Stand and work, I could not do it. So on paper I was looking fine, but my workload, my ability to do work, my ability to think clearly, all of them disappeared. So it was really bad 6 months. So I made a decision like we have to look into it. Okay, so then I come to Kanpur for current version of consultation, and during this time it was like, no, something the first doctor that looked into it was like, no, you have to get discectomy. Basically the part that is bulging out and pressing onto nerves, he said like, yeah, we have to chop it out. Now again, it's a normal procedure, has been done enough time that it's not like, life threatening or something like that. So that was first thing. Then he referred to a senior doctor who's specialized in spinal injuries and all that. So he looked into it and is like, okay, it does not look that bad. And before we jumped into basically surgery, we will try some steroid injection into your that spinal area. Now, like, wait a minute, why steroids? Apparently, steroids have the ability to quell swelling. So the swelling that is causing the too much excessive pain, because again it's impinging nerve, that can be taken care of. So he was like, okay, I will not directly jump to surgery, which was a good thing. I was horrifyingly scared when like the first doctor said like, yeah, you have to go to surgery. I was scared, I'm not gonna lie about that. I was scared. But the second doctor, senior doctor, was like, no, we should try some steps. So first was medication. While medication did work it, but it also gave me a feeling that I might be running on painkiller, not actually solving the problem. And the Delhi trip that I did, I was like, so I was like, okay. Then again we booked a train, and it was the worst train experience, but did manage to get here. And this time I'm like, okay, we cannot walk around it, we have to deal with this. So it's like, okay, let's book you for injection surgery. It is classified as minor surgery because again, they not only they have to give you local anesthesia, they also have to do complex procedure to actually give the exact medication where it has to go. So it was a complex procedure and I had the worst experience. Like this is the first time I actually wanted to truly rely on my insurance and it failed. Even though the quote unquote cashless system required a certain amount of deposit, fine. And I did that. They sent a person, they physically sent a person to collect all my information and verify, third party verify, but nothing went to freaking Bajaj Allianz and they are like, sir, we are sending you a reminder that we did not get the data. I'm like, I tried to click in the web page, no, we did not get the data. And then at the evening, because my hospital was not letting me go simply because my payment was stuck. So I was like, okay, what the hell? I called the Bajaj and it's like, sir, portal is down. I'm like, your portal is down. I'm physically dying here. So that really was a bad experience. Today morning, there's like, sir, what was, we are calling you because we have something stuck. I'm like, dude, that is done. What kind of mess up is that? You had a physical person visiting me, they're verifying everything, and then this BS is like, it really hurt, like it really annoyed it. And again, this is the time I kind of realized why my brother was so adamant that I should get a credit card. And now I understand it because it's cashless was like, and again, if you had any surgery, cashless is 80% of the cash. You have to give it again, they should give you back, but if not, then what? And where the heck you will get that 80%? So that's why you have to have a credit card. It's like this was a eye-opening moment where I realized that I shall have credit card. Now I thankfully last year I did put into put into the effort to get an actual credit card. I did get it, but now I'm so fed up with Bank of India that it's like they have server down for maintenance for 2 freaking months. Like first you were like, oh, it's gonna be back in like January 15. Then it was like, oh, January 20. Oh, no, February 15. This is 20 February. Still not working, and I cannot do anything with that. Like again, my credit card is working thankfully, but I cannot recharge it, cannot look into it. The only thing I have is SMS. Now that was a really bad experience. So I might be trying to get into HDFC. Again, ICICI Bank was like, no, unless you have boatload of money, we're not going to look into it. Maybe that's because I went into a branch that was a, what you call, a district branch or like something senior branch. So they were not interested into my account. They were like, yeah, you have to give 10-20 lakhs to open account here. I'm like, what the that was genuinely like WTF, but it is what it is. So I might try HDFC because again, if Bank of India keeps doing like this is like not acceptable. So it is what it is. But again, this kind of gave me that I really need to increase my credit card because again, at the point of emergency, nothing else would be there that I can count on. And this is like cashless is like freaking 80% of the cost, and what the hell? So you need that. And again, if I ever make some decent amount of money, I'll cancel all the health insurance. It would be much better to have A, savings, B, a credit card that can give me emergency money, and C, investment that I can cash out for emergency withdrawal. And there is a benefit in credit card that you can convert certain payments. Let's say I paid a huge amount, I don't want that to be like eat up my next month's salary. I can convert that into EMI, and that would be far more reliable. So that's there. Yes, Ivy. Okay. Get well soon. Do yoga also? No, I can only do things that are prescribed to me. Doing anything other than that is playing with fire, and I am not rich enough to play with fire anymore. Yeah, healthcare insurance is one of the biggest scam. No, it's not a pure scam. See, if it's a pure scam, people will let it go. It's just a messy. It's very messy. It's like governmental things. It's messy beyond belief. It's like it's just messy. And again, they did say that if that is app failed, you can try claiming it afterwards. Like again, you did not get it. I was like, okay, we'll try that. Thankfully, cost was not too stupidly high. So even if, let's just knock on wood, let's say that does not happen, like even if I have to pay it on my own, I could do that. So it was not too bad. Credit card EMI is poison. You have to take that's how you rack up interest. But what is the alternative? Rely on a medical insurance that does not pay. So it's like, it's two types of hell. Which hell would you choose? So the best option is like having a giant saving, and the second best is having something that is on hand. Third is investment. But again, all three sounds to be far more logical solution than, well, health insurance. Again, this is my experience, and again, some people may have better experience. They are still saying, we did not receive documentation. It's like, I shared it, and on the mobile app, it does not do anything. It does not open any portal. There's like, okay, document not found. I clicked it at night, nothing. Nothing. Is like, nope. And that person, when he said like portal is down, he said, sir, I will call you 20 minutes later. That 20 minutes has not happened yet. So it's one. You don't have all three. What all three? I do not know what you're talking about. See, right now, insurance, I have credit card, very small amount. I have some savings. Again, that's why I'm not stressed, even if, credit card fails. And investment is very few. Like, it has to be in lakhs and lakhs, like 10 lakhs, 50 lakhs, something like that. Then you can sleep easily. But I'm not at that level yet. Again, I have no idea why the heck people think I'm super rich. It's like, I understand judges do not have brains, so they're like, okay, you should be rich. I'm like, what the hell? By that logic, like the judge used a logic. I'm like, by that logic, anyone who's driving a truck, because again, if you see those 18-wheeler trucks, they are freakingly expensive, like 5-6 crores to 26 crore. Does not mean the truck driver is 26 crore, even if the truck is his own. So it's one of those things. Hidden charges in credit card again, but what is the alternate? Like, think it through. What is the alternate? I'm new mobile next month. Good luck. So how is your experience with regarding Samsung FE mobile phone? I'm happy with the phone in terms of performance, in terms of everything. I'm horridly disappointed in terms of battery life. Like, I'm not happy with the battery life. All three sources learning. What are the sources for learning where to invest? Start with a book, Psychology of Money. That will open your perspective. After that, there are many books, and if you have some friends who have been doing this, that could also help. And then you can expand your field view. Start with a book. At least have some patience, because again, you do need to read. You do need patience. So for that reason, read a book that will allow you to unlock your system and all that. Hidden charges and all that. Please suggest good mobile budget is 50,000. I'm the wrong person for that. There are other dedicated YouTube channels that will be far better for you. And again, right now I'm so frustrated with this Samsung's battery life. I might look into Motorola. Hmm. Please, good morning. When will you become super rich? Again, the day I shift to Russia. 1 megawatt diesel generator produces 3.4 kilowatt/liter at full load. Yeah, that's why I use BSFC, na, brake specific fuel consumption, because it does not care about the site, it does not care about anything, not even if there is petrol or diesel or 2-stroke or 4-stroke, turbocharge or not. It just gives me a number that I can directly compare with something else to calculate efficiency. So for that reason, it's one of those things that I will use that. OnePlus 13R best for me, 6,000 mAh battery. Again, even my right now my mom's phone, it's my old phone, Samsung, I forgot, F62 I think, and it has freaking huge battery, and still now, after I think this is 3 years maybe, still freaking awesome battery life. But this FE was like again, I'm coming from Samsung. It's like, this is bad. But again, I think this may be a good learning experience. So I do not think, if it frustrates me or lets me down in some crucial moment, I might have to just upgrade a phone next year rather than waiting 2 years or 3 years. I hope it's not that bad, because again, that would be a waste of money. But because mobile is one of those things that I need to count on. I cannot just like, mobile is dead. Nah, I will be dead. So I have to make sure that is there. But I'll see into if Motorola seems like a very good option. I'll look into it. Okay, why stock market is down? It is down. It's like, why are asking me, man? All I do is invest. I do not know anything about anything, my man. I'm just like, I put everything in Nifty 50, and Nifty 50 goes down, I buy more Nifty 50. Nothing more than that. Because right now, the people who are the richest are the people who bought at the maximum market failure of Corona time. They are like, so right now, this is my moment. I have to be ballsy enough to like just keep buying it. I have to do that. OnePlus 13, okay, three-cylinder versus four-cylinder. I'll be always go for four-cylinder. Four-cylinder will always have much better vibration characteristics. How you feel now in terms of health? Again, after very long time, I'm feeling that my hamstring is no longer in pain. Like, I've forgotten how normal hamstring feels like. Like right now, I'm sitting like this. My legs are here. I'm always used to sitting like this, because again, the hamstring, this whole part used to hurt so badly. So I'm kind of happy that I progressed to that spinal steroid injection. Again, more things. I am on medication, and my brother said it will take time to re-equilibrate. So we'll find out whether it's good or not, and then we'll see how things go from there. Markets, because foreign investors are pulling out the money. It happens. It's one of those things, like, if you pay too much attention, close attention, is like, oh, it's going up, oh, it's going down, oh, it's going, this is like, none of that matters. Like, that's the whole point of mutual fund investment. Now, you zoom out enough where it's like, it does not matter. Look into right now, now like, I scroll out to 2 years. It's like, not even 2 years. I think it's the deepest. Deep is only from like 6 months. So if you're doing SIP, you will notice that there is down. I do have another Sensex 100. I think what is that? BFC 100. Let me look into it. Um, hmm. Uh, my red is now Nifty 50, but there is Sensex, yeah, a top 100 company, na Sensex. I have BSE Sensex. That is in green. Because again, that's not SIP. I bought it once. I thinking like for some reason I thought it was a S&P 500 US stock option. It's not. So that by far again this year, if things go well, I might try to look into how to get in foreign stock options and all that. But again, there it has way too much surcharges. Whereas like it, unless I'm doing for very long term, it may not be beneficial for me. But again, that's how you learn. You try it, you figure it out, and we'll see how things go. There is no process. Okay, how feeling now? Okay, upon thermal offering your requirements. Again, I'm not in a position to buy right now. It has not failed me yet. It's annoying, but it has not failed me yet. And again, ideally I will try to stretch it to 2 years or maybe even 3 years. I'm not in a rush right now. What do you think about old Xenon was a big build for AI server? Again, void question is like, if you have the money, go for it. It's like market okay, how much cost for your surgery? I'll know once I have scanned all the documents. I do not have current idea. What is hybrid car in petrol plus diesel both? No. Hybrid, whenever somebody is talking about hybrid, generally, it simply means it has electric drivetrain or doing something that helps in motion. For example, what you are referring to, petrol or diesel, it will be classified as flex fuel, where it's flexible with the fuel. It could be like, petrol, diesel. So, or most cars are petrol plus CNG. So those are flex fuel vehicles. When you're talking about hybrid, generally it means it has mild hybrid, strong hybrid, and plug-in hybrid. These are the three core categories. Mild hybrid simply means it has a electronic start-stop. It has a generally, instead of having alternator and starter, they throw both of them away and put one single motor generator unit, and that takes care of both role, and it also adds a little bit of torque when you are starting, because again, engine has this problem where at 0 RPM it is 0 power, but electric motor is very strong at that. So idea is that electric motor will take away the load of starting, so your engine can start safely rather than just like starting wing. It does not have to do that. It can start, and once you are going onto motor, then it switches to your engine by the time it has reached into its operational RPMs. So even if your engine is like 6000 RPM, it's useless at like, let's say 50 RPM. Electric motor is useful at 1 RPM. So that's the whole point. So that dead zone will be covered by mild hybrid electric motor. So it's generally 48 volt alternator system, and then you have after alternator system you have what regeneration also. Whenever you apply brake, it uses engine brake also, so it leaches some energy off. That's how you're supposed to charge it. Is it useful? Nah, it's just marketing. And then you have strong hybrid like Toyota and Honda and Ford. Those have transaxle. Basically at that point in time, you have enough electronics that your car can drive on electronics itself, meaning for some kilometers you can directly drive on electricity without needing any engine power, so to say. It's not like, okay, engine will electric motor will just give you a little bit of a push to get going. No, a strong hybrid, you can drive on electric. Toyota Toyota introduced this technology in 1997. It's still been going on, and they have motor generator unit 1, motor generator unit 2, and it can basically it's called parallel drivetrain. So it has advantages of all, but never been utilized properly. And then you have plug-in, where somebody figured out, hey, we have already a battery, we can run on electricity. Why not just make the battery bigger and put an onboard charger? So you do not have to rely on engine to charge the battery. You can just charge it from outside. So that's there. Okay. Plus the lump sum cost of your medical bills. Why you are too interested in very wrong question. In your CV engine cog teeth which connects the piston rotation break very easily because sudden impact from connection and disconnection, unlike convention crankshaft. Did you not look at the animations? It's never like nothing is there, bam. It's not stupid like that, bro. Come on, grow up. It literally have pins on both sides to constrain the motion. That's why that flower petal is there. It's never in a position where nothing, bam. It's never like that. That's why we are getting the full torque curve out of it. You do know we built it, we run it. Like that's how we got the patent. It's like we know what we are doing, man. Sir, please make a video on phase change material. I think you just watch that guy's video who you was making like sky cool panels and all that. He just uploaded a new video. So he said, any updates on photonic computer? Nah. Get well soon. So phase change materials, battery can couple, solar PV, cooling. Yeah, I got it. I think you just saw that video and you are parroting it. It's like, dude, he had made such an amazing video. It's like you might as well look into it. Toyota Highlander mileage goes to 28 kilometer, but how? That's how it goes. That see, all the engines that we have in the market, they are super duper hyper efficient. We just never stay at the efficient zone. That's why I look into BSFC of engines. There will be a sweet spot, perfect RPM, perfect torque loading, where you get the most mileage. Like if your car is running on that point, it would be equivalent of like 40 kilometer per liter. Then why don't we? Well, you can't, because again, every time you have a gearbox, you connect the road to the engine RPM floats. That's why you have such a large RPM zone. There is only a sweet spot in RPM and sweet spot in torque. You cannot control it. The only way to do that, if having some buffer, like think in this way, your river has a constant flow, but your country energy requirement fluctuates, right? So how do you manage it? Well, you do not run the river water directly into turbine. Hold on. You let that power pile up into a reservoir, and then you control the reservoir. So basically, if there is overdraw, more power than the what water is providing, you open the floodgate, the reservoir drains, and you get a lot of power. And then power requirement goes down, you shut it, and then river slowly recharges it. That's how we get 24/7 variable power output from a fixed power source. Same you have to do. Basically, you have to convert your engine into a base load generator. Meaning, if it's, let's say, at that peak sweet spot, peak fuel efficiency, it's let's say 60 kilowatt, 60 kilowatt unit. That's it. You only get 60 kilowatt out of it. You do not like, what if I want turbo and all this? No, throw that all the shit away. You throw away variable valve timing, you throw away turbo, you throw away everything. As long as it's not helping in brake specific fuel consumption, you do not even touch it. You do not even put it. You make your engine as light as possible. You make it as balanced as possible. Everything for efficiency. And then you send that energy into battery. And battery and motor drive is like, again, motors are very efficient and perfectly efficient at all RPMs. And again, perfect is a bit much, but you get the point. Compared to combustion engine, is like, damn, like full torque at 0 RPM. That's why electric car feels so good. And electric cars are so efficient that for 1 unit of electricity, you can travel like up to 4 to 6 kilometers. Let that sink in. 1 unit of electricity, you can travel 4 to 6. It's like exponentially better. It's almost like 130 or 130. 100 miles per gallon, kind of like super high number is there. Even in kilometer per liter, it's a number is stupidly high. So motors are very efficient. Battery allows you to have two benefits. First, it allows you your engine to work as a generator, as a base load. It does not care. It's like, oh sir, driver is pressing accelerator, car has to go far. Battery is like, I got you, fam. I'll dump my energy. It's like, and then it's like, okay, person has pressed the brakes and I'm regening where the power has to go. No problem. Battery is like, I will eat the power. So battery acts as a buffer. And again, if the battery is big enough, let's say a 30 unit battery, you do not even have to turn on the engine. 90% of the time, you will be happy with that 30 unit battery. You just charge it at home, you do your daily work, and then just forget about it. And when you do have to like long drive, like in my case, my car barely drives 10-20 kilometers a day, rarely. And sometimes when I do have to travel like 240 kilometers in one go and 480-ish kind of kilometer, whole day, that time no battery car will work. But this, if I have a range extender kind of engine, that's like, okay. And it will be more cheaper compared to any combustion engine directly. That's why I'm working on that. Are you BTech holder? No, I'm an artist. In thumbnail picture, you're looking very happy. Dude, it's like, I have to tell you, like, I do not remember when was the last time I felt that my hamstring was not hurting. Like, it's a very long time. Can you send the engine for a review to drive or answer a YouTuber? No, right now it's not that. That's not in the cards. Right now, company is in seed funding. Lot of things have to happen. Only then we're gonna worry about, and may not even do it, because again, we will have to send it legally to some governmental branch for verification. But we'll not pay for other people. Like if they want it willingly, cool. But if they're like, you have to pay for this and review, and I'm like. Because again, once the whole point is I'm waiting for dyno, and dyno people in India is like very difficult to get hold of, because again, right now in India you can have a lot of vehicle dyno. It's like, hey, you have this car tested, cool, awesome, done. Engine dyno, nope, 0. So RE does have that, but it costs so much more money. It's like it's almost same price as buying the whole dyno house for ourselves. And again, for day one, it will look more silly. It's like why you are paying that directly test there. But because again, this is our first engine, we have to fine tune it. It was not gonna be like first engine, tada! It's gonna take its sweet time. So for that reason, it makes sense to have our own dyno, fine tune it, and once we are happy with the performance and we have reached the point where it's polished enough, then we can send it to Indian RE to get it nationally certified. And that point we'll know. We have a bet. If you have watched my interview with Ron, I've shared the link in the what you call community tab, so you can look into it. And again, we have a bet that if it number reaches 100, I will buy drinks for everyone. If the number reaches below 100, Ron will buy drink for everyone. And that number 100 is very big deal, because the biggest two-stroke marine class engines which run on like not even, it's almost runs on crude oil. It's classified as like, you know, heavy fuel oil, and it's what we call marine grade diesel or something like that. It requires like 40 degree just to store, and it requires 100 degree before you inject it. It has to be that hot, only then it works. Like injector cannot push it if it's like, you know, cold. So yeah, but again, does give you the best BSFC. But again, those puppies are big, huge, and that only reaches like 54% thermodynamic efficiency of around like 150 grams per kilo unit. So the thermocouple versus Peltier. I have no context of that question. What is your third Microsoft Quantum computer? I did not have time to worry about it. I was having some different issues. The other things were taken. How did you get your spinal injury? Answer: only if again, it's not an injury. It's a more of like, you know, bad posture. Basically, I cooked it. It was completely my own fault. It should not have happened. But again, I was young, dumb, so penalty. So some organizations are working on ocean pharmaceuticals to produce seaweed and seafood at the same time as the start nutrition cycle by pumping out cold water beneath and pumping it on the surface. Yeah, I've seen some of them are trying. Hey man, love your videos. Thank you so much. Do you know about Indian Evidence Act section 112? No idea about that. Even after DNA paternity test negative, husband will have to legal for. Yeah, that law is everywhere. It's not fun. It's 150 country has the same law that if you are married, your wife brings someone else's child, it's your child by law. The only good part about American law, at least that I know, is that American and Australian also is like they will allow you divorce. It's like, okay, if she cheats on you, it's like, again, it's your responsibility for 18 years, but you can get a divorce. And India is like, no, you can't get a divorce. F you. So that's why. That's why I'm so hateful towards this Supreme Court, so to say. Okay, it's like, please suggest a best mileage car for 100-kilometer run every day. Wrong question. I cannot answer that. If you are that determined, test it, na. When will you reach home and start making videos? A long time ago, man. I do not know. I'm not even interested in making videos because again, I'm running low on ideas, so to say. Again, things have changed and other things are happening. So, although my last 3 videos did perform good, and finally, after so long, one of my short finally crossed 100K. So I have this idea, if you know, there is this guy known as Adam Savage from Tested. Back in the days, he used to run a very successful TV show known as Mythbuster. And after the Mythbusters was cancelled, they had a good 10 season and they closed it. So it was like very good ending, so to say. And then he started his own YouTube channel, Tested. And in one of the episode, you have to understand, in the Victorian era, people, if they are popular enough, once you die, people will pour light plaster, so to say, plaster on your face, and they'll take that positive and negative mask off your face and then pour it with hard plaster, and they'll chip away the soft plaster. Then they will have a perfect replica of your face. Isaac Newton's perfect replica actually exists. Like, this is how Isaac Newton looked in his grave or something like that. So that exists. So it's stored in museum, but because again, museums are perpetually running low on money, they are storing it as just a cardboard box. Now again, archival grade quality cardboard box, good, but cardboard box. So the idea was, Adam Savage looked into it. Is like, nah, bro, this is not gonna cut it. So he's like, okay, I will, give my own money and my own assets and all that. I'll build the quality aluminum box with the idea that hopefully it should not happen. But let's say something bad happens to the building, earthquake, which again, if you're talking about hundreds of years, that has happened. So not every time you'll be lucky that a cardboard box will survive. So the box should be strong enough where it's like, mild thing should not cause an issue. And he designed a aluminum box. For some reason, the moment I saw that aluminum box, something clicked in my brain. I'm like, I have an itch that I want to make a perfect box. So perfect box, according to me, is like once you open it, it becomes fully flat, like 180. So right now there's a box. Yeah, let's say this box is there. So I open it. It only goes to 90. That's not. It should be open to what you call full 180, and that's a very hard thing to do in a hinge. And once it closes, the whole point, there should not be any seams anywhere. Like not seam as in like everything that is there has to be countersunk. So outside profile has to be very flush. So you can put it in and pull it out very easily. So this idea has been brewing in my brain for some time, quite some time. I even figured out a company that makes that sort of hinges. It's called Sauce Hinges. Hold on, let me give the name. The hinge name. What was the hinge name? Come on. Yep. Box. Yeah, SOSS, invisible hinges. So in that sort of hinges, it allows you to achieve that and all that. So fundamentally, I had that idea. And recently, I keep saying to everybody who's like, okay, how can I fix this? And all, I keep saying, start writing it down. But again, I was not I was not doing what I was preaching. So I was like, okay. And during this time, I went into like outside for getting my photo shoot done, because again, you'd never know insurance. Like, sort of photo has to be latest. It's like, okay, I signed it for 22. I'll take a passport photo on 22. So you can't complain about that. So again, cool, awesome, I did that. But I asked the guy there, is like, can you give me some paper? So he did give me some paper, 4 papers, no question asked. But then I started to sketch out the idea, and I had forgotten, like, you have an idea in brain, you think you have an idea, you don't. It's just noise. Once you start to write it down, once you start to jot it down, and like, you will be shocked how much clearer the idea becomes, even though it's in your own head. So I started writing it down, where it's like, what exactly I want. So first thing, do not need to be print in place. A lot of people design 3D printed box which are like print in place. I do not need to do that, and I'm like old enough to understand that A, my 3D printer is not top class, B, that's overly constraining yourself, and again, that's not my intent. My intent is having a box. How that box is made, I do not care. If I have to use screws, nails, pins, magnets, whatever have you, I do not care. It just have to be a good box. So priority is box, not print in place. Okay, that's the first thing. Second, nothing should be outside of main box shape, meaning it's has to be almost like this DJI box. Basically, nothing is poking out. Anything that has to be there has to be countersunk. Like this lip is countersunk, like you, but it's inside, so countersunk. That is the first requirement. The outside shape, that's the first thing I want to make sure. Again, I could try to print a locking mechanism in place if needed. The size needs to be like, how big the size, because again, if you do not constrain all of these things, you will waste your time. So I'm like, okay, it's think in this way. It's a big fat ass pencil box, where not pencil box, pen box, where you have 2 sides, and both sides should able to handle few fat pens. So that I have that, and then sides. Okay, size has to have enough buffer space. Again, I do not want like tight fitting pens. Maybe I want to create another mechanism around, so some buffer space has to be there. And what sort of hinge? This time I'm trying to use a hinge known as 2-pin 180-degree flush hinge. It's not as awesome and hidden as a sauce hinges, but it's far practical for what I'm looking for. So I'll look into that. And the idea is it has to be fully, at least the box part, parametrically modeled. So any Tom, Dick and Harry can use that. And I want to, like, again, my best 3D printer project is hard drive cages. I did made a video, but I did not made how did I make that video, as in like how I did the modeling. So I want to do that. That's going on. And again, once I started to draw out, like sketch out, this will be the box, this will be the hinges, and like it started to, again, the locking mechanism. I thought I had an idea. No, I did not. Once I started to draw out, it's like, I don't have an idea. Like I have to spend more times like figuring out how the heck the locking mechanism will work. And again, this is a garbage drawing, but that's the whole point. It's not meant for other people. It's meant for me to pour out idea. I saw Adam Savage just sketching a rough idea, and then bam, he has an idea and all that. I'm like, how the heck? Oh, that's the reason why you're supposed to use pen and pencil. And I was like, damn. So Heck, I even had like Mark 1 design where I had like the uppercase has the mechanism. I'm like, yeah, it's becoming too cumbersome. Then I designed the Mark 2 variant where I have the mechanism. Then even tried with Mark 3 where it's like, what if I have flex joint? It's like, yeah, I'm not happy with Mark 3. I'm going back to Mark 2 where the clasp that is going the locking, go like this, it will have the lock mechanism. So you left alternative building materials in climate change series like rammed earth positive. See, it has infinite possibility. I wanted to focus on only things that are like bare minimum, and it's like if you solve this, other things are just like extra. Like other things are like add on. It's not necessary. Like but everything that I focused on, again, according to me, that's the whole point of other people have different perspective. It's like I was like, okay, what is the current, like we are bleeding right now, what we can have to do right now. My whole video is focused on that. Like how do we get water right now, how do we get crops right now, how do we get energy right now. Everything was focused on that. So no husband gets a divorce and also responsibility removed from husband's close name. Again, see, if you fight and your wife is not counter fighting, that could happen. But again, most of the time, that's why Supreme Court just on 28th January, not 28th, 26th, somewhere like that, they announced like that part. Again, you could happen, and again, it could go to Supreme Court. Supreme Court is like, no, they can throw away District Court. Again, even in my case, I do have a decision from District Court, but my opponent is challenging me on High Court. So do not fall for that. So do you know permaculture? No. Sir, will can Beaver's River linked project dry both rivers? I do not know. I don't have an Mr. Biggest propaganda movie. Again, why do you care? Like again, that's why I keep saying like men life could be super easy if all men can do is just let go of women. Like your DNA is programmed for sex, it's not programmed for wife or girlfriend. Let those things go. Pay for sex and just live your life. If you're like, oh, this propaganda, oh, this law, it's like, you do not have to follow it. Heck, you want to be extra safe, get a vasectomy. I might even do it. But again, you have to choose which battle you want to fight. And this battle is worthless to fight. 150 countries have failed. I'm not even bothering to try it. Please make more shorts. Again, shorts does not make money. That's why I'm not interested in shorts. So I just put shorts because I want to fill up my slot where like basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's why I make shorts. Which is better, thermocouple or Peltier module? Thermocouple and Peltier, the way you are talking, it sounds almost like the same item. So draw subscribers just intact as much as you can, limit window. Draw subscription, just interact as much as you can, limited window. I do not know what you're hello, wish you a speedy recovery. Thank you so much and good health. Thank you so much. That's a very nice thing to say. I watch your video half done at 2x at least. I will catch up. Okay. I have let go of just yeah, again, that's the whole point. 180-degree hinges like no, what some laptops have that. Some laptops have that. But again, it's a box. That's why like Google, I'm telling you the exact model. SOSS invisible hinge. Oh, somebody has donated, which is rare for English channel. Let me look into it. Dhananjay has written his name. Dhananjay in donated me 50 rupees. Thank you so much. But you just donated your own name. You could have written any useful question and all that. And most laptops do not have like full 180. Like, some laptops do, but yeah, some laptop also has that double hinge that allows them to fold back. I'm thinking more in that regard. I want to ask you, what your opinion on men's right activists? I think they are just doing pointless struggle, hassle, just like get a wife, brain rot at this point. See, much more powerful men, much more capable men, much more wise men have fought. But again, you can't win if large enough percentage of society becomes a cucks. You can't win against that. It's like, penalty of democracy. If like 51% benefits directly from exploiting men and cucks are enough there, like it just means 53%. That you cannot win at that point. So the only winning strategy is like reducing misery in your life. And again, let that be very clear when I say this, like for some reason people do not get it, is that life is misery. No matter what you do, it will be miserable. The only thing you wish for, or the only thing you choose for, is worthy cause. Basically, let's say I am suffering a little bit. Every time I'm putting some money in SIP rather than living large or spending it or whatever have you. But that suffering grants me that in future, if I have some big expenditure, like again, right now my expenditure is I want to get solar in my household, big solar. Like right now I do have a small solar, but I want big solar. That will require large enough. So again, people do they take out a loan and then they pay EMI plus the interest. I want to do it inverted, where it's like I'm paying the EMI right now, and then it will become, I'll get the interest on it, and then I'll get to buy it. So again, each suffering, both has their suffering. Like if you do the loan, the suffering is afterwards. If I do the investment, our suffering is right now. So you have to choose. That's the whole point. Life is suffering. You have to accept that. Question is, it is worth or not? Nothing more than that. To be reluctant to farm, a very efficient method of farming and adding climate resistant, carbon negative and all that. Can I get BFC data on my car from, no, it's an engine level data. It's not available for common public. You have to look into way too much, way very hard, only then you'll find it. In Europe, some people were arrested for making anti-feminist comments on social media, said by US vice. Yeah, that's true. That has been happening. I'm aware of this like for quite some times. There is a woman, amazing woman. She used to write about this thing. It's like where this is leading. She had the brains to actually understand that this will not end well for women. Like men are suffering, and then they will wabam back, and that time it will be like, oh honey, you do not want to know what will happen. Her YouTube channel name was Girls Write What, something like that. Was there. I forgot her name. Like it's long ago, like 7-8 years ago, and it was like damn. So. What about your future kin without women? Again, not my concern. Like, again, I have let go of all these mortal things. It's like, I'm done. If like at some point it's just like, if my country is like, oh, how the heck he said something bad and mean thing in a YouTube video versus a Supreme Court's like, wife can do hatching to anyone, and it's like, bring anyone's child in because men, if you, it's like, yeah, like, at that point, if somebody says tomorrow the country will be deleted, I'm like, it's already dead. It's like it poisoned itself in 1984. Nobody from outside did that. It did it by itself. And now they're reinforcing the poison. I'm like, at some point, it's just like, you're not digging your grave by like, your hand shovel and all that. You're using a freaking JBZ. So I do not have a dream or desire about the future. So in case a husband has to send his divorced wife to avoid paying alimony, again, it's like, I do not care anymore. It's like, it is what it is. It has happened. I was dumb and I did not knew enough. Now I know, and that's what I keep telling you guys. Like, do not listen to me. Go to freaking family court near you. Does mobile camera uses X5 axis or 5 axis optical stabilization? Some do have 5 axis opticalization, not all of them. Yes, sir, I agree. I'm quoting a session. I don't know how I have to read it, but my views align with yours. So bring bitch was just tell me where the geothermal right now latest development. See, I cannot tell you where is the latest. I'm not connected into the World Wide Web. Every single update goes through my head. That's not only when something is big, noisy, it comes into my feed, then I know about it. It's like, or I'm looking for it because somebody paid for it. So something like that. What do you think about Trump's and whatnot? Again, I have said time and time again, he's a great politician, great. And again, but I do say time and time again, he's more like Trump, where he's like, I'm going to become president in one day, the war will be over. Once he actually becomes, like, oh, it's going to take 100 days. And now he's planning to do 5D chess. Let's see how it goes. Nowadays, I'm also a sci-fi movie, companion robot partners may be mentally accepting it as a norm. I don't know. So you think India will develop country by 2047? JBC or JCB? JCB, I think. That has one point of very complete police could not even find ashes. That's why no murder. Again, I do not want to go that level. Here's deal. Even if you can do something like that and get away with it, let's just assume that you could. It does take a part away of your soul. Like, and again, you have to live with yourself at the other end of the day. And I want to live with myself. I want to sleep properly, Yeah, that has also their Negroes. Yeah. Whenever like husband is responsible for wife's alimony, and not alimony, like if wife loses money on stock market, husband has to be effed. I'm like, yeah, you committed a sin of marriage, then you are like, oh, why I'm burning? It's like, yeah, welcome. You literally paid money to get into hell. It's like, oh, why hell is hell? It's like, duh. I got to know about one was best computer woman was composed and became deaf at 40 age due to lead poisoning. Things happen. This like name company machine name is backhoe loader. Bro, you went into BS era. You went into what we call pedantic. Don't be pedantic. You understood what I'm trying to say. Other people understood what I'm trying. Even with wrong word, they got to understand what I'm talking about. Done. Don't be pedantic. It's like, oh, that word has to be there. It's like, no, don't be pedantic. Don't be pedantic. Again, you will waste your time and frustrate everyone else also. Don't be pedantic. I'm not writing court cases and journals and things of that nature. It's like, don't be pedantic. You will only waste your time. To that the day you're capable of paying till that time, will be a billionaire funding me. Until time you will be a billionaire funding me. Let's see. What's your best of your last mile connectivity? Again, that's why I keep focusing on series hybrid. We have the technology to reduce Earth's, basically for heavy loaders, we can reduce the heavy loaders as in like big trucks and all that. Why can save fuel 10%. Now, is 10% important? 10% on heavy trucks, it's like one or two car removed from the road. That's how much fuel they consume. So 10% there is short up take money. Doing a series hybrid with uh, range extender, you can almost eliminate 50 to 80% of fuel consumption day one. Everybody says, oh, I want 10,000 kilometer range. It's like, no, you don't. You don't. You, again, even in Delhi or any metropolitan, where the heck you are living that you're going to travel for that? Again, one person even said that I had like stupid range. That was 35 kilometer. And we are putting batteries that are like 200 kilometer, 250 kilometer, 300 kilometers. Throw all of that away, just reduce it to 100 kilometer, and then you have a range extender. And in those days where you do have to travel, no problem, you have a fuel car. And again, that's like save the 90% that we can save today, so we have a better tomorrow. Right now everybody's like, but what if I want everything right now? It's like, no, you won't, you will just die. And again, that's why I keep telling people EV has not happened. How do I know? Who am I? Look into fuel consumption of the planet Earth. China is like, China has EV. No, it does not. How do I know? Look into China's fuel consumption. Every year over year, it keeps growing up. So who is EV drinking fuel? A marriage will have a compare freedom, but how will pass on your genes? Again, it does not matter to me. Passing on my genes, and again, if you want, like, do sperm donation. If we are that man, oh my genes. Like, what do you have in your genes that is valuable? Like, do you have X-ray vision? Like, what do you have in your genes that matter that much to you? And again, suffering will happen both ways. Is that suffering worth it to you? Then do it. Don't bitch about it when you get chopped off. As simple as that. Can you do a hydrostatic transmission used for hydraulic pumps? And no, that does not have efficiency at high speed or even at low speed. It's a very niche case, suitable for only certain load scenarios. Not very well built for everything, so to say. Talk against toxic feminism video down views. Again, I don't care. Sir, no, I don't think I will be able to upload any videos. Maybe I'll do some what you call this sort of more lives I can do, but video is unlikely. So I think science says that carbon emission will reduce by 90% by 2030. Doubtful. Doubtful. Like press X for doubt. Like I can bet money that it will not. If every 150 mining trucks uses electric transmission that uses battery to store regenerative braking as a buffer, but uses resistors convert regen power into heat. Again, that's a very early stage technology. Like same used to happen for locomotives. Locomotive dynamic braking is that regenerative braking, but they did not have the technology to do anything with that. An electric locomotive also had that dynamic braking, where they just collected the energy, dumped it into radiator banks, heaters basically. Now they have the technology so they can send the power back. So it's not as easy as just like sending the power. And again, not to mention you could have very high C loading also. So while you are draining, you are only draining it, let's say at 5C. But while you are doing regen, you could have a surge of 10C, and BMS is like, bro, I'll cut the battery. So you have to understand, it's not as, again, even the people who are building Edison motors, they showed that was the biggest issue. They kept tripping the BMS because the regen was so powerful. Regen is like a very big shock. So you have to design a battery chemistry that can handle that, and BMS that can tolerate it without issue. It's not as easy. Tesla coming to India will launch Model 3 while starting price 21 lakhs to 22 lakhs. I'm not sure they will be able to put that kind of price. We'll see. User puppies a lot are going to get part 1. Again, if my court case is over, yes. But not before that, because again, that would be unfair to the puppy. So, battery swapping or series hybrid, again, both of them have their utility. I will focus more on series hybrid because again, that has the benefit of working today. While battery swapping could work, it will not work for cars. Again, more than enough companies have built it. The moment you have to have the structure, it's not gonna cut it. It can be done for big vehicles where you can swap the battery. I have made a detailed video on that. So it can have certain advantage for big vehicles, but series hybrid has advantage for everything right now. So that's why. And again, we have been using for diesel locomotive, we have been using for diesel submarine. So it's a time tested for 1 century. So more money on that. Can we talk about hydrostatic? You keep repeating the same thing. Indian reduces tariff on EV from 110% to 50%. Yeah, I was getting that news. Is that a very recent news? Happened something recently? Because I'm getting that memes. Basically, I'm not getting news, I'm getting memes. So right now the meme is going like that. So again, to all of you who have any sort of stuck situation, I would say, like, again, this was like, doing what I was preaching, and I cannot tell you like how efficient my mind feels. Like, oh, I have an idea. Oh, I have actual multiple ideas. And it's like, whew, you'd be shocked. Like, trust me, you will be shocked. Once you actually do something, it's like, huh, I never thought of this. I never thought, like, I did not had idea. I did not think it through. All of that goes away. It's like, whew. So it is what it is. Such is life. Meme is source of my news. Again, I'm not interested in this world where it's like I do not like, again, that Supreme Court was like a, and more people are upset about like what a lame YouTuber gave a lame joke. I'm like, yeah, this country is dead. It's dead. Like, it's like, bro, it's like you really need to know what you should pay attention to. Like, you really, really need to pay attention to it. It's like performance enhancing for short run. Again, do whatever you want to do, but be mindful of the price. And certain prices are not worth paying. Like some things are just not worth. Because again, risk is so, like, think in this way. Right now I'm investing and bad things could happen. All that money could be poofed, but it won't put me in jail. Marriage will. So it's one of those things, like, it's just not worth it. Right now, one of very popular meme going around. I do not know how popular or successful. What's your take on the performance enhancing cognitive one? I don't think that works. I don't think life is so easy. Oh, I took my brain is open. Like, I genuinely don't think it works that well. And again, it could be a placebo. Which again, if it works on you, it works on you. Good, take it, have fun. But I cannot like double blind test it and be like, whoa. Life is not that easy. Where it's like I have this drug and now my brain is like 99% working. It's like nah, life is not that easy. What's your ambition apart from you achieved already? Lot of things like A, money, B, more money, C, even more money. Simple things. Basically, I want peace. Right now, my current ambition is getting done with this case. And I'm freaking annoyed that High Court has not even opened the file yet. It has been filed, I think, for a few months. That frustrates me. I didn't know that windmill uses such complex planetary gears. They're very expensive and life is also short. No, you are outdated. That used to be the case. Now it's not the case. Now they directly have hub-driven system. Look into General Electric's Halide X. Yeah, outdated, my man. Do you think public is very interested in Liam joke? I think government is pushing it. No, I don't think people are stupid like this. It's like people are stupid like this. People are stupid like this. Again, see, it's almost like nature culling itself, where it's like, oh, like nature is like a tree. It grows hundreds of branches. Not all branches have the same probability of survival. Some branches are stupid. It dies. So we are the stupid one. We die. Recently, there was an animation video about how asbestos fiber affects our lungs. It's horrifying because my rooftop is made by asbestos sheets. How Indian government allows it? Poor people. Just close friend got family has again. I have relatives, man. Relatives, not one. Relatives. Two of them have childs. So, like, I'm getting the 4K version of it. Don't worry about that. What are my Microsoft? Again, right now I was busy with something far more important. So, quantum chip and all that did not pay into my attention right now. I'm more excited right now about this than I'm excited about that quantum chip, which again none of you are gonna buy, and not to mention it's not for sale. It's just a hype on top of hype, and I'm too goddamn old right now to fell for hype on top of hype. That's one of the things. How much money is enough money? Well, money in practical sense is basically once you stop worrying about things. For example, let's say I had to travel. I had the worst experience of traveling in this like special train where there was no TT, and people who are buying general class ticket, they kept general class meaning no air conditioner, not even a sleeper berth. They kept flooding into AC berth, and that berth area, it was like so overcrowded. Like me and my mom, even though we had two berths, we had to conjugate, and people were sitting on our legs. It was very claustrophobic. It was really painful. And again, I did try ask my mom, let's just get down. We'll find some other way. It's like, no, we'll just put through. And again, that was dumb. I should have been rich enough. It's like, no, we get get out, use a flight. Again, it would have been, I think, 5 times more expensive, but I should have done that. That would be my scenario where basically traveling, I'm like, no, it does not matter. I need to do that. I'm doing that. So do you know about uses of optical fiber for lighting in buildings there for providing sunlight? It's not sunlight, it's filtered. You will not get the full broad spectrum. I've seen it. I do not find it that useful. So it is there. Is enough money. So my vitamin D. Now, I don't think you will get vitamin unless you have the exact spectrum of what you call infrared. So I don't think that's how it works. So that's the vitamin A. Do we lose synchronous inertia from power produced from three-phase alternator, then we convert to direct converters? That's a power plant kind of issue. It's not your issue. We lose synchronous inertia from power produced from three-phase alternator, then converted into. Yeah, you don't get it. You did that conversion. You did the conversion for your sake. Do we lose synchronous? Yeah. It's on your end. Basically, that DC bus no longer has any concept of inertia. The only thing is, if you put too much load onto it, it will drain too much load from three-phase system, and then inertia will compensate for it. So your steam power plants can be like, okay, somebody is putting too much load onto it. Let's increase the output. That's why we need synchronized grid, not for other things than that. It does not care whether you drain energy from DC bus or directly three-phase bus. It will have the same impact. No, I think government wants to regulate social media. Why government is pushing the news media? Yeah, that could happen. That will give you vitamin. That will never not give you vitamin D. Your views on universal basic human. It's a good idea. I think the vitamin D thing is like your body has some precursor chemicals, and that chemicals is broken down by your skin layers and very specific wavelength. Because again, if sunlight is not carrying vitamin D, it's coming from vacuum. It's not like, okay, vitamin D protein. It's not sending like that. So that's the best I know, that there is a protein. It's almost like a photosynthesis where you have the subcategory and you are breaking it into useful things. I do not know any further than that. Mac Mini UPS required or not? I have internet inverter. Yeah, I should not. It's too small. It should survive on inverter. It's like, okay, sir. I was confused. Sir, I have friends many working on products, but I have not been able to utilize them. Any tips? Huh? I have 2 friends as my team working on a product, but I'm not able to utilize. See, that's why many people will tell you do not use friends in a business deal. Like that's a bad idea, but it is what it is. Do you hear about Orissa High Court news? No. Is global minimum corporate tax good? I do not know. Started watching Foundation after you mentioned the visual effects. Good show. Yeah, it is a good show. Like, see, I'm in a position in my life where somebody said this is so dark and gritty. I'm like, bitch, I go to court. Like, I do not want to have that dark, gritty. Like, I have no idea why people are so obsessed with like dark and gritty. It's like, do you want to be miserable? Like, I have real life. Like, give me some source that give me some hope, some joy, some uniqueness. It's like dark and gritty is like more miserable than it's like bruh. Personally, I think it should be hell a lot of profitable for common people as it makes the tax evasion a lot harder. See, you cannot do that because other countries have to agree with it. Any countries that is smart is like, no, I won't. So happy for praying for your my friend. Okay, thank you so much. Time for transfer towards Modi and Trump were lagging. But my product is under development. I don't have money to pay. Such is life, my boy. Such is life. Again, it's not easy. Let that be very clear. That's why I don't have my own company, na? I have so many ideas, but I don't have my own company. Why? Now you know. Now you know. uh, oh yeah, you have to understand that injection thing. Basically, they had to give me steroid in my slip disc to reduce swelling. Now you cannot just like poke a needle and tada. You have to give it exactly right place. How do a doctor see that? Well, they put X-ray. Now X-ray shows up 2 things. First, the needle. It shows up the needle. Second, it shows the liquid flow. The liquid that they were using for some reason is opaque in X-ray, so it looks like a dark light. It looks horrifying. Like, when I saw like flipped and saw, and again, I was not fully in anesthesia, just local anesthesia, and then they had like a syringe going. Like, again, they are taking snapshots like where the liquid is going, so khatak khatak khatak, that sort of things are happening, and it's like needle is there, and it's like black, but it's like almost venom is spreading there. I'm like, what the hell? That's the image that I've shared in the thumbnail. Again, it's not mine, but something similar, exactly something similar. My hair is turning gray. What should I do? Again, I'm the wrong person to ask about that. So you have to understand. Don't ask me everything, man. Like I don't know everything. I don't know everything. So every major countries, including UAE, has agreed. Major country does not matter. Minor country becomes major when you do stupid things like this happen. Steroid body bunny. No, no, no. It's more for reducing swelling, and they did not put like it's milligrams or something like that. We launched a small 200K rocket escape velocity from electromagnetic launcher. Yeah, good luck with that. And in atmosphere of Earth does not allow that. Again, you can do it, but good luck with that. Give me some sources to know about pumped hydro. Type pumped hydro in Google or go into Wikipedia, look into the sources at the bottom section. You will find all the research paper. Like, why are you so lazy, man? 100 push-up, 100 sit-up. Yeah, if I do that, I'll be paralyzed permanently. So, fundamentally, 100 perception and all that. So this, you have to understand, like, man, not everything is suitable for everything. Right now, my first priority is get healthy. Like, I cannot even tell you that last 6 months of my life was like very brutal. And like the irony is, even the third anniversary I did forgot because other things were happening, and this anniversary also I forgot, like something was happening. Like I think it was on 14th February or something like that. No, 75. Very sad to know. 35 push-up every day. Sanjay Kumar. Suraj Kumar, are you using your own profile pic? You watch anime? I don't have time, man. I don't have time. I genuinely don't. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing that I like watching news and all that, because again, every day I do something, I do learn something. So there is no scenario for me where it's like I'm just idling. And when those day do happen, I do, like even this Sunday, generally I do try to keep Sunday evening free. I had the idea last week where it's like, what if I model the 3D this plate, so to say. I've already showed you guys in the last stream. Basically, I wanted a plate for a tripod, and it's like it was not available. I bought it. It was like a wrong plate, and then I made it. And so that's how my Saturday, Sunday generally goes. I do some weird, random things, cleaning up my room and things of that nature, and poof, they go away. Friends, we are using banana trees waste to clothe. Using it as fiber, I think this kind of uses of agriculture income has a lot more in future. Let's see. Sir, ISRO has made a propellant mixing, and the media, instead of boasting about it, is so funny, eh? Okay, I'm talking about pushing up my limits to 100 push-up. Okay, there's the photo of Viking Kings. Yeah, please use your own photo. Okay, anyway. Anyway, it was nice. It was a very interesting tomorrow in India. We have Pakistan cricket match. Yeah, who cares? I'm too old to care. So anyway, it was nice live stream. I do not know when I will see you guys next, but we'll see when you'll see each other. Bye.